Life in Czech Republic, the country of extremely beautiful women and pristine nature. Documentary. Hi there. Welcome to Travel Documentary. Have you ever dreamed of living in a fairy tale land where medieval charm meets modern comfort, and where the beauty, both natural and man-made, is almost unreal? In the Czech Republic, that dream comes true. From cobblestone streets and fairy tale castles to lush forests and crystal-clear lakes, this country is captivating at every turn. And rightly so, Czech women are often praised for their breathtaking beauty, elegance, and quiet confidence, making connecting here both magical and meaningful. Whether you're after a peaceful escape or want to build a life surrounded by history and heart, the Czech Republic is filled with charm and wonder. Discover what makes this European gem truly unforgettable. Number 1. Urban structure and public transportation. Ever dreamed of a city where medieval towers and modern cafes sit just across a river? That's Prague for you, divided into two contrasting worlds by the Vltava River. The eastern side, it's pure fairy tale, cobblestone streets, churches built centuries ago, and more history than any high school textbook could handle. The western side, totally modern, parks lined with trees, comfortable family homes, and locals walking their dogs like it's a fashion runway. Every district, like Prague 1, Prague 2, Prague 5, and others, has its own unique character. Want to feel like royalty? Head to Prague 1. Looking for brunch spots and startup energy? Prague 5 is calling your name. And here's the best part. Getting around the city is incredibly easy. The metro system is fast, clean, and doesn't use turnstiles. Yes, it runs on trust. Just make sure to buy a ticket. 30 Czech koruna gets you 30 minutes, and 120 Czech koruna covers a full day of travel. But the real stars of the show? The trams. They run throughout the city, all day and night, like Prague's very own pulse. There's something magical about watching the city pass by at sunset through a tram window. So, let's ask the big question. Is Prague the most underrated city to live in across all of Europe? Coming up next, we'll dive into local life, housing, hidden gems, and everything that gives Prague its unexpected charm. Number 2. Czech Republic, Land of Learning. Have you ever felt like you went back in time just because you saw someone reading a book at the train station? No phone, no headphones, just flipping through pages like it was 1985. That's the Czech Republic. Here, reading is not just for bookworms, it's for everyone. From office workers, students, to grandmothers, people of all ages read like it's a national sport. Now let's talk about education. Approximately 90% of the population has graduated from high school, and nearly 100% are literate. That might sound like a simple statistic, but it's deeply woven into their cultural identity. And then there's the language, Czech. It sounds beautiful, but learning it, let's just say, I've relied on Google Translate more times than I'd like to admit. It's poetic, but the grammar rules alone are enough to make your head spin. So it makes me wonder, does a society that reads more think deeper? And you, next time you're waiting somewhere, will you reach for a book or scroll through TikTok? Number 3. Prague, a living museum of European architecture. How can a city be frozen in time, yet still bursting with energy? That's Prague, where architecture that is over 700 years old stands beside third-wave coffee shops, jazz cellars, and locals wearing sneakers and linen jackets. Miraculously preserved, after the Second World War. Prague is one of the very few capital cities in Europe that has kept its original medieval street layout. The skyline. It's a breathtaking blend of Gothic spires, Baroque domes, and Renaissance facades, more than 4,000 historic monuments, all under official protection. And the people? They're a genetic mosaic, combining Celtic, German, and Slavic roots. That heritage has created a culture that's deeply traditional, yet surprisingly modern. And yes, Czech women are admired globally for their natural elegance, shaped not by fashion trends or extravagance, but by generations of self-respect and authentic beauty. So here's the big question. Is Prague actually building its future by preserving its past? And you, would you rather be in a place that races toward tomorrow, or one where time slows down and every moment matters? Number 4. National history in red, white, and blue. What story can a flag tell if you know how to read its colors? The red, white, and blue flag of the Czech Republic looks simple, but it actually carries more than 100 years of history. In the 19th century, this land was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, where different peoples lived under a throne that was not their own. After the First World War, in the year 1918, the independent state of Czechoslovakia was born. The flag, white for peace, red for courage, and a blue triangle representing Slavic spirit, became a powerful symbol of unity for both the Czechs and the Slovaks. Then, in 1993, the two countries peacefully separated in what became known as the Velvet Divorce. But here's the twist. The Czech Republic kept the Czechoslovak flag, while Slovakia chose a new design. Why? Because for the Czech people, the flag is more than a political symbol. It is a memory, a sign of resilience, and a national connection. The Czech Republic then slowly joined the global stage. It became a member of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization in the year 1999 and joined the European Union in the year 2004. But through all these changes, the red, white, and blue flag continued to fly, a thread connecting the past to the future. So what do you think? Can a country truly move forward without honoring the things that shaped it? And in your own country, which national symbol still holds deep meaning today? Number 5. Money changer and ATM system warning. Here's something most tour guides won't tell you. The way you exchange money in Prague can quietly drain your travel wallet, costing more than your coffee for the entire week. Avoid exchanging money at the airport or at kiosks with flashy signs that say "no commission." These often come with hidden exchange rate traps that can cost you between 12 and 20% of your total money. And watch out for Euronet automated teller machines. They're everywhere, but they're famous for low exchange rates and high hidden fees. I once withdrew the equivalent of 100 United States dollars and was charged almost $15 without even realizing it. As of April 2025, the Czech Financial Authority is still warning travelers about these practices. So, what do you think? Lose money in silence or plan smarter? If you're watching this video, you're already smarter than most travelers. Prove it. Drop a comment that says, "Smart Traveler here." And trust me, the last 2 minutes of this video, that's the part you do not want to miss. Number 6. Unstable weather and how to deal with it. Have you ever traveled in the summer and had to wear a jacket every day? What if summer comes and you forget to bring warmth? That's Czechia. Even in July or August, sudden showers and chilly air are not uncommon. locals are used to it. A light jacket is a must-have all year round, even when the skies look bright and sunny. It's because of this unpredictable weather that many European tourists prefer places like Greece or Turkey for their summer getaways, steady sunshine, blue skies, and no need to pack layers. But in return, summer in the Czech Republic gives you lush green parks, fewer crowds, and a calm, refreshing vibe that turns each day into an unexpected adventure. And yes, Prague's magic often comes wrapped in clouds, but that's exactly what makes it so unforgettable. Would you rather feel the burning sun on a crowded beach, or the cool breeze while walking past an ancient castle? Have you ever traveled in summer and ended up borrowing a coat? Comment, "Czech breeze got me," if you've ever felt that surprise chill. And don't go yet. The last part of this video is going to seriously surprise you. Number 7. The real cost of living in the Czech Republic. Ever wondered, how much does it cost to live in a place with both a fairy tale castle and a modern tram? Let's talk about the cost of living in the Czech Republic. And no, it's not just cheap beer and waffles. As of January 1st, 2025, the minimum monthly wage is 20,800 Czech koruna. The average salary, around 49,229 koruna, or approximately 1,950 euros. But keep in mind, you'll need to subtract income tax, which ranges from 15 to 23%. And what about housing costs? If you're renting a shared accommodation, expect to pay around 8,000 Czech koruna per month. Looking for a small private apartment in Prague? That can easily cost 25,000 koruna or more. This all shows that even though Prague is more affordable than many major European cities, the cost of renting can take up a big chunk of your salary. In other words, living in Prague isn't exactly cheap, and for many locals, it can be a real financial stretch. Not too expensive, but definitely not cheap, especially when compared to the average income. So, what do you think? Is Prague a spending paradise or a challenge for your wallet? Up next, we'll explore the things money can't buy: nature, people, and why those who come here often say they never want to leave. Number 8. Tattoos, looks, and nods. You think cold countries mean cold people? Not here. The Czech people are surprisingly warm and friendly. They smile when you start a conversation, happily take photos with you, and carry a kind of light, easygoing energy. The overall lifestyle, quiet but warm. What's even more fascinating is how freely they express themselves. Take this. Many people under the age of 25 have tattoos, which shows that young Czechs often embrace non-traditional styles. Roughly 1 out of every 3 young adults here has a visible tattoo, ranging from small minimalist symbols to full-sleeve ink. When you're walking down the street, the chance of seeing someone with body art is high, about 1 in 3. That says something about the culture, a widespread, free-spirited mindset. After all, the Czech Republic is a country where personal freedom is deeply respected. Here, people can legally gamble, use marijuana, or modify their bodies however they want. It's not unusual to spot outfits so bold they make you stop and stare. But it's not about rebellion. It's about freedom, inked into skin, lived through choices without judgment. So what about you? Do you feel more yourself in a place where silence feels peaceful and tattoos speak louder than words? Number 9. Where religious belief almost disappeared. Can you imagine which European country became the Hollywood of the adult entertainment industry? Not Germany, not France, but the Czech Republic. According to the 2024 industry report, the Czech Republic leads Europe with more than 86 adult performers per 1 million residents, a number that surprises many. So, why the Czech Republic? The answer lies in a unique mix of three key factors: open legal frameworks, low production costs, and a culture that values personal autonomy. It's no coincidence that Prague, along with Budapest in Hungary, have become the two largest content production hubs in Europe. With beautiful filming locations, affordable housing, and a low-pressure work environment, the industry here functions on the basic principles of market demand and individual choice. Most participants enter the industry voluntarily, often driven by personal financial decisions. Far from being taboo, it's become a reflection of modern Czech society, where deep-rooted tradition and individual freedom live side by side. Can a country carry centuries of history while symbolizing 21st century freedom and expression? Is the Czech Republic Europe's most unexpected cultural powerhouse? Number 10. Czech Republic, the unexpected European adult film giant. What if I told you that behind the Gothic towers and classical concert halls of Prague lies one of Europe's most unexpected industries? Here's the surprise. The Czech Republic ranks at the top, with more than 86 adult performers per 1 million residents, according to an industry report published in the year 2024. Together with Hungary, the Czech Republic's rise in this field isn't accidental. It's the result of open legal regulations, low production costs, and a culture that respects personal choice. But here's the important part. It's not about scandal, it's about structure. Industry experts confirm that most individuals join by personal financial decision, and there is no systematic evidence of coercion or human trafficking. In fact, the combination of low operational expenses, a liberal legal environment, and a social norm of non-judgmental autonomy has made this sector not taboo, but simply another line of work. And that says something profound about Czech society, a country that holds on to its traditions, yet embraces radical personal freedom. Number 11. Hockey, the pride of Czech national sport. How can a cold sport ignite a nation's most passionate pride? In the Czech Republic, ice hockey is not just a sport, it's part of the national identity. Forget football, basketball, just a sideshow here. Hockey is the heartbeat of Czech sports culture. In many countries, if football isn't dominant, then basketball usually takes the spotlight, like in Serbia or Lithuania. And in the United States, basketball often eclipses football in popularity. But the Czech Republic breaks that pattern. Here, ice hockey commands the strongest support of all sports. As of the year 2025, more than 40 Czech players are active in major leagues across Europe and North America. The Czech men's national team is considered one of the world's strongest, with legends like Jaromír Jágr paving the way and rising stars like David Jiříček continuing the legacy. Whether it's a world championship match or a street hockey game in Brno, every pass carries fierce passion. The sport is both powerful and precise, so deeply Czech that it brings the entire country to attention. Number 12. Inventions that changed the world. How can a small, quiet country possibly change the world with ideas that were ahead of their time? No noise, no fanfare, yet each step in science and art from the Czech Republic has left a deep and lasting impact. From a tiny monastery in Brno, Gregor Mendel mapped out the first system of genetic inheritance for humankind. Meanwhile, author Karel Čapek introduced the word robot into everyday language in the year 1920, long before artificial intelligence was anything more than science fiction. And if you're wearing contact lenses right now, thank Otto Wichterle, the Czech scientist who made them a reality back in the 1960s. As for Franz Kafka, he was not just a writer, he was an entire style. Born in Prague, Kafka left behind a literary legacy that scholars today are still trying to decode. But that's not all. As of April 2025, the Czech Republic remains in the top 5 countries in the European Union with the highest scientific research capacity per capita. From nanotechnology to artificial intelligence, this country continues to quietly shape the future. So, could it be that the quietest places actually hide the loudest ideas? Had you ever heard these stories before? If not, what are you waiting for? Time to explore even more. Number 13. Where the thin street remains. Have you ever walked down a street so narrow that you had to wait for the green light just to cross it? That's Spitzweg, the narrowest street in the world, measuring only 48 centimeters wide. Yes, it's so tight. There's even a traffic light to stop pedestrians from getting stuck in the middle. But the real wonder lies beyond that narrow path, in the heart of the city's Jewish quarter. It's the largest surviving Jewish quarter in Europe, remarkably preserved even after the Second World War. Amid cobblestone alleys and Baroque architecture, you'll find not just buildings, but centuries of cultural, religious, and historical memory, frozen in time. As you walk these ancient streets, you're not just sightseeing. You're stepping into a story of identity, resilience, and survival. This place is more than a destination. It's a living memory. Every corner, every wooden door, every faded brick. It's a diary that never closes. Do you feel it? Can a street be so incredibly narrow and yet so infinitely deep? Number 14. The nation of modern architecture. Where else can you drink beer that costs less than bottled water under a building shaped like it's dancing, next to a bridge from the Middle Ages, in a city that speaks dozens of languages at once? The Czech Republic still holds the title for the highest beer consumption per person in Europe as of early 2025. And yes, locals love their Skoda cars, now proudly exported across the globe. Cross the Vltava River, and you'll find the Dancing House, known as Fred and Ginger, a bold, modern building surrounded by centuries-old Gothic rooftops. Turn a corner, and you'll discover the astronomical clock, built in the 15th century. It comes with a haunting legend. Its creator was blinded to keep the design from being copied. Then there's Charles Bridge, one of Europe's oldest stone bridges. It still stands strong today, though most statues are now replicas, carefully preserved to protect the past. But modern Prague is no longer just Czech. Immigrant communities from India, Bangladesh, and the Philippines have added their own flavors. Tourists today, mostly from Asia and the Middle East. And just a few steps away, you'll find the Lenin Wall, covered in graffiti, protest lyrics, and rebellious spirit. So, can a city with so many contrasts ever be boring? Comment, one city, many worlds. Which part of Prague surprised you the most? Number 15. Prague, Mushroom City, safe. What if your city smelled like clean air, damp earth, and fresh mushrooms? Imagine living in a place where the most exciting thing wasn't a new shopping mall opening, but mushroom season in the woods. Prague, one of the top 10 safest cities in Europe, where peace is a way of life, not just a slogan. The streets are incredibly clean, and remarkably, there are very few police officers because, most of the time, they're not needed. Fun fact: wild mushrooms. In the Czech Republic, mushrooms are called poor man's meat. Yet most families collect up to 8 kilos of mushrooms a year from public forests. For the locals, mushrooms are more than just food. They're a weekend ritual, a way to reconnect with nature and preserve the wisdom of the past. Today, mushroom picking is not only legal but encouraged. Forests are open to the public, and mushroom identification books sell better than cookbooks. In addition to the state of the streets, the modernity and cleanliness also contribute to the wonderful experience of traveling here. It is rare to encounter large piles of trash, no matter how many alleys you walk through. As a major tourist destination, Prague ensures that all its streets, parks, and areas around its museums are well maintained. So, what do you think? Are simplicity and safety the true luxuries in a world that is always in a hurry? And what little habits make you feel like you are truly at home? What a fascinating glimpse into life in the heart of Europe. From its fairy tale towns and pristine nature to its reputation for charm and beauty, the Czech Republic is a place that stirs both the eyes and the soul. Whether you're sipping coffee in a quiet alley in Prague or drinking cheap beer, this country welcomes you with charm, history, and authenticity. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Travel Documentary for more eye-opening adventures.